Okay, I think I'm live. Okay. So I'm just gonna get right down to it. I'm trying to do some new things and trying to be a little bit wacky, sciencey, experimental with some crap, and this is something that I've wanted to do for a very long time. Basically try to see what it's like streaming me doing what I do and how I do things. So there's a black screen right now. Well, because we're going to start off with me basically setting fucking phone. That's number one. What you usually want to do is you want to fucking mute your phone. That way, you don't seem like the type that is unprofessional. So we're just going to start right down to it by actually putting something on the screen. And you can't see how I'm doing this, but I'll show you how I did in a second. There you go. Widen that up there. Jeez, can't fit the screen. Full screen. Fit screen. There it is. Oh, because it's window capture. No, I don't want window capture. Okay, so this is like the window, I guess. This is going tremendously well. Alright. I'm just going to put a desktop view. It would be Windows Capture. No, I'm forgetting how to do shit. Display capture, because it's the display. Got it. Okay, there we go. We can keep you. Okay, so this is all the display things. Let's zoom in here. So, for all my streaming, I use OBS. I know there's a bunch of other stuff like... What are the options? XSplit, which I used way back because one of my friends in college had it and let me use it. So, right here, this is the mic audio. You want to always put a mic in so people can hear you. I use a Yeti. The first mic that I ever used... Well, I first used a headset that was like a Logitech headphones like mic set. That was fine. Then I used the Snowball, and then I upgraded to what I have now, which is the Blue Yeti. So, kind of worked my way up. And when we were first doing recordings on the channel, we used a laptop microphone to capture us, and it was other garbage. So yeah, that's how I do it there. These right here is the sources. How I add something is you go to add and you find what you want to add. That's basically cut and dry. And I'm also going to tell you this right now. Number one, I'm the type that I've learned as I go kind of person. So honestly, the best thing you could possibly do if you want to learn things in general is, number one, just throw yourself right into it and just learn as you go, and basically pick up as much knowledge as possible and really just play around with stuff, and you'll eventually get better. It's basically just like everything else, really. Wow, I sounded obnoxious when I said that. It's basically like everything else. I mean, come on. Like, totally. So, yeah. What we'll first do is we'll actually make a thumbnail for this. Because the thumbnail I'm currently using is something from an old thing that I don't even think I made. I always have it as administration, because my programs sometimes have a tendency to not open properly if I don't have that active. For those that may wonder in the future, I use... What was it again? I use Photoshop CS2. and I used that for one reason, is because it was free. I forgot where I got it, but it's a really old version of Photoshop, and I don't think it's well protected, or it's basically like one of those things where it's like, oh, it's for education purposes, so it's kind of free, even though it does have an option to have an activation. So we're going to open something. Those are things that I'm working on. So this is my organization. I keep everything, which I need to figure out ways to not do this, because it eventually ends up having me lose everything. I keep everything in external hard drives, because keeping them on the PC is cumbersome and will slow everything down. So I have 2 hard drives. This is where I have some personal things, game downloads, fonts that I've collected over the years. Mostly this one has finished products and stuff, so let's just say I want it to add to a portfolio, or if YouTube takes anything down, I have it all stacked right over here, and they are very cumbersome, so I don't want that to slow things down. What I like to do is, because I don't know ratios or inches and widths and stuff like that properly, so what I like to do is, what I usually do is I used to just go on Google and find an image that has the right proportions. There's a better word for that, but I just don't know it. And I use that to edit and make thumbnails, because I know, oh, that's totally the width and length that I need to do things. So I usually just open up a thumbnail that I've previously worked on. This was for when I was doing announcements that I was streaming things over on the Rabbit account, which we still do. So I'm just going to delete that. And there we go. And just so we all learn something new, let's select all, copy. Oh, that's right, because you can't get anything. What we'll do is we'll do this. There's probably way better ways to do this. Copy, and we go to File, New. Oh, of course, it's 1920 width, 1080 height. So that answers the question right there. Maybe next time I could just do it without using that then. Okay. So, I am not an artist at all. So, usually what I do to make the things that I do is I go on Google and I search up images, backgrounds, and stuff like that that other people have come across, created, taken pictures of, or made themselves, and I put them all together and form something that is decent and looks cool. Or I commission artists like our boy Kurt to make some art, and I either use the art that he's created or that's it. So I use Google like any sane person should do, because in my opinion, any other search engine sucks. But if you use DuckDuckGo or Bing or Yahoo Search, or I don't even know if Ask Jeeves is even still around. So let's go to images. So what I like to do is, I found that this searches up a lot of results. So let's go, we're on YouTube, red and white background. What I've noticed is, if you put a mixture of one color, if you put one color or two colors and then put background, you'll get a very wide variety of backgrounds. Now this is just a personal thing of mine that I hate. Where is it? So right here, as you can see, rightfully so, what they should do is if they won't want people like me trying to use stuff for free, open image new tab, is what they'll do is they'll put, come on, let me zoom in, is they'll put this right here, so you have that just jumping at your face, so you don't use the image. Anytime anyone uses it, even if it's like a joke, it irks me because I hate that. So I always avoid any images that have that. Or if they do, and if they have it like on like the side here, like let's say it had that and it didn't have that, I would just like crop around it, but you know. So let's go with, these are really festive, and that one just, that's just, it says Christmas, but that just looks like a Coke banner to me. There's blood. That's awful lot of swirlies and Christmas. I might say green and red's like the colors of Christmas now. Oh, this is perfect. Blocky, things like that. Now that looks a little small. There we go. It's from Shutterstock too, didn't he have that thing? So what I do is to go to open image in new tab, because there used to be a thing where it's like open image here, but for some reason they got rid of that, which is weird. So I just open the image in new tab, so that way I only get the image, I don't have to go to the website. And since we're just immediately putting this to Photoshop, we copy the image. Now, usually when I do save as, I either want to save it for future uses or use as for PNGs, because if you copy a PNG, you'll lose the whole point of having it, and it'll come with a white background with it. PNGs usually have no backgrounds with them, which is why they're fucking awesome. So let's expand this a little bit. Oh, there's one thing I need to do. So this is a little tech that I was learned recently by my new friend Chris from Reload Last Save Point of OSW fame. Where is it? I go into preferences and go into general. There's this image interpolation thing. And because when I've used to edit something that's very small, like a sprite or something, and you enlarge it, any image really, but like mostly it's more noticeable with sprites, when you enlarge it, it gets very blurry and it distorts it a little bit. Because you're taking it away from its original resolution, and it's like, whoa! So he told me that if I ever do it with sprites, I'm better off setting my image interpolation to nearest neighbor. And for anything else that I'm doing, just put it back to, I believe he said bicubic. Bicubic. Oh god, that would be, ugh. Okay, so let's read this. Now we know the sizes. 1920 by 1080. It's a little bit bigger, but that should be fine. So usually always comes with one locked. Making a bunch of new layers that I don't need. Okay. So do I still have the image in the base? Yes, I do. So now this should look a little bit better when I enlarge it. So yeah, see, in it, this looks better the way it is like that. Sometimes I do a little something like that to give it a little bit of, I guess, depth, which that looks good. Yeah, see, there's a little preview window right there. I get that. That helps me get like a gist of like how it's gonna look if, let's just say, go to YouTube here. So this little window right here lets me know how it'll look for people that are browsing my channel. So, like how it'll appear like this. Because sometimes when you look at something up close, it's a little bit like, it'll look different from how you look at it like from afar. So there it is. What I usually also like to do is, depending on who is streaming what, and for the majority it's been me, I like to put the little avatar. These avatars, artist depictions of us, were made by our friend Kareem. And here's mine. I really like how mine came out. So we'll copy that. That's PNG, so it'll come out with no background attached to it. And once again, that's why PNGs are awesome. Put my little guy like that to the side. Don't want him to take up too much room, because we want what the topic of the video is to pop out more. Okay, so we'll open up text. Expand it. I'm about to say computer, I did it. So I'd like to start at, when I'm making like thumbnail text, I like to start at 200, because you want it big but not too big, because if you make it too big, you're gonna have to start expanding this and things go off awry. So I'm currently using a font that I was using not earlier, but another time. So right now we have editing. So let us go through our fonts. And the best place that I've gotten fonts is from DeFont. So actually, as a little demonstration, I'll show you how I get my fonts. So I like to use this kick-ass site called DeFont. And basically it is just a site where people just upload font files that they've made. And it is awesome because it's free. So let's see what... So there's a number of things you could do. What I like to do sometimes every now and again is I go to new fonts and I like to scroll down and just download a bunch just to archive and have them for my own general uses. Because it's always nice to expand the things that you have, so you don't have to bother wasting time going online finding a certain image or font or something like that. There's also this, where you can search a general font. So let's just say you might want a font that is DoDoE related. People got you covered. DoDoE Raw font, We Wrestle font, WrestleMania font. So yeah. You even got some video game ones. There's always Super Mario. So let's try Super Mario. Super Mario. The font kind of used with like the game bubbles. Sometimes you'll have fonts like this, which are kind of useful too, where it's like if you type a word, it'll, instead of like a word, it'll give you an image. Those are useful with logos, and I've slowly been collecting some of those now too. Like there's one TNA. There was one TNA. TNA. Weird. There used to be a TNA font. Maybe I'm thinking of another site. Let's try edit. Edit union. Oh, that would have been fucking perfect for the... Oh, wow, that would have been perfect for what I was working on. I'm gonna upload that. Download that. I made one font file before. It's actually not as hard as I originally thought to make. Okay, so we'll get that. So once I have my font, what I do to add it to my collection is I got the font right here. Open it up. Yep, there it is, because I didn't purchase the full event, which you should never do, because it is a waste of money. I should know. I did it once. Regretted it. It's not that much, but it's just a waste of money. WinRAR is the best. Then I go over here because what you can do is use Cortana, but a very certain friend of mine helped me put my PC into order, and now there's a bunch of things that are asked with it because of his tampering. Because he is afraid of government conspiracies. Alright, so I usually go into the settings, type in font. There's easier ways to do this, but this is how I have to do it. There's no search bar down there, fucking goddamn it. Exit out of that, and here's where all your fonts are. You have to put it in here, otherwise they won't show up in Word document programs or programs like Photoshop. Or even Sony Vegas, which we have up here. I am currently editing a video, which we will be getting to. I'm probably going to stream till 10. Because I have work tomorrow. Gotta make money somehow. Okay, so these are all the fonts that I've collected. And you just drag and drop. Easy peasy. Beautiful cover girl. You exit it and get rid of all this stuff because you don't want to have clutter on your desktop. Like me. What the hell is this? Oh, that's another font that I got. Oh. Okay, so we're in Photoshop. Okay, so I'm probably not going to use that font, so let's see something that looks tutorial-y. I usually like to just highlight that and go down with my arrow keys. Make it easier. Oh, I like that one. Jakarta. Digging it. Okay, so I don't know why I like to do this. I like to tilt it a little bit. I don't know why. I just think it comes out wackier. Now what you could do is you could just edit the size of the font, but I find it's just easier just to crop it down. So I want it to be big because I want it to show up. Okay, there. So what I'll do is I'll move my head a little bit, expand it a little bit, and tilt it down. There we go. Yes, that looks good. Yes. Okay. Yes. Okay. So editing. So that looks a little meh. It's not really, if you see up here, it's not really popping up that much. So what I like to do is I like to go down here and go to my blending options. On blending options, let you do a glorious amount of things. A couple of things I like to do. There is the shadow option. Put some distance there. Add a little shadow there. That makes it pop up a little bit, right? Yeah. Not too much though. There's also an inner shadow that works great with drop shadow, but also works good by itself, where it's a shadow inside of it. I like to use choking with it. I like to choke the shit out of it. Don't do that with people. That will get you in trouble. There's inner glow, blah blah blah. I used to use bevel and emboss a lot in contour and texture. I don't use that much anymore. Gradient overlay is fun because you can make all sorts of colors. These are pre-established colors. These are a bunch of colors that I have made myself, and you can make a bunch. So let's just say, ooh, I don't know. Let's go with this one. So let's just say we wanted white. And we wanted, I don't know, green. It would come out like that. You want to reverse them, slide those around. boom, it's reversed. If you feel like something else needs a little tint there, you like to go down there. And if you're using the same color, usually I like to just dumb it down just a little bit. Same goes with this one. You can put other colors too, but you know, just really, that's actually really Eastery. I'm actually gonna say about Easter. I don't know when I would make anything Easter related, but you never know. Actually, that could use a little. Yeah. Another green there. Yeah. I want you a little bit darker. This is coming out creepy. Yeah. No, whoa. That is taking over the fuck out of the world. Okay. There you go. See, look at that. You could change the angle of where it's coming from. It's just super swell. Okay, but we're not going to use that. What we're going to use for this one to make it pop out is we're going to use... I want you all in frame. We use the stroke. And we're going to change the color there. We're going to change it to black, which is the stroke I usually use. And we use the size. And as you can see right there, it's all popping up now. Which is what we want. Editing. So I'm going to use this font again. And so I don't have to go through all that tedious process of blending again and all that stuff. We're just going to right click and duplicate the layer. And then go back to the text. Make sure you're on the right layer. Go all over that and type something new. Now, as you can see here, I'm about to also add DeeJay, but that's clearly not going to work, so we're going to lower this just a little bit. I've been liking to do this with the overlap, so it kind of looks like it's all together. Sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. It actually works today. And we'll go to the big one again, duplicate it again, go over it, and add that. And when you're doing all this stuff, I'm sure there's a bunch of science and art 101 classes in college that tell you how to properly put things in. You know, there's that whole thing where it's like, where is your eye drawn to and stuff like that. That's all very important, and that all is helpful. But what I like to do is the painstaking process of, does that look good? Sure. Get them all together, edit like that, wabam. Expand my head a little bit, so I'm kind of poking out. There we go, see? Look at that. And I like to do other things. Let's give me a little shadow there. Let's have me pop out just a little bit. That looks good. Because when you're making a thumbnail, the goal is really just to like make it so, you know, you want whoever is going to watch your video to say, ah, that thing looks cool! And then you press it and you either get disappointed or you get delightfully entertained. But it's all about the mind games of getting someone to click your video, and the thumbnail is the first thing that they're going to see. Their first impression, if you will. And if the computer will let me, there it is. Just want to let that down just a little bit. Poke my head out. There we go. Now what I also like to do is, depending on what the subject is, I like to put a little thing in the background just to kind of give it that thing. So The subject is editing. So just for the hell of it, and we want something that's on a background, so let's search editing PNG. Pencil, all that stuff. So when you search whatever PNG, most of the time, not all the time, you will get a PNG. This is not a PNG because it has that background. Or it could be a PNG, but it's not the PNG that we want, because PNG is a image with no background. It is transparent. There it is. Something like that. I don't know how the hell that's involved with editing, but sure. So let's go DeeJay PNG. Let's see what pops up. So we have this. Which does work. You know what? I like this. So what we'll do, open a new tab. Since this is a PNG, we're going to save that image so we don't have to get rid of any background. Now granted, you can, you know, you can easily just get rid of, not easily, sometimes, depends on the image, but you can get rid of the background thing and make it a PNG in transparent if you want. But it's just going to be a lot easier if there is an option to get a PNG and not have to worry about any of that stuff. Because at the end of the day, editing and all of this stuff is tedious, and good things take a long time. So if there's any shortcuts that can make it less taxing, cumbersome, or time wasting, you want to try and do it. Okay, so that orange isn't exactly popping out there. So that sucks. So what are we going to do? We're going to go on Google and find that same exact image just like that? No, there's something very easy we can do. We're going to get rid of all this. A little bit like that. There we go. And what we're going to do is we're going to go to our layer. That's not the vector. New adjustment layer, hue and saturation. And what we can do now is we could change the color to whatever we want with the work of a slider. So let's I like this blue, and it's very technological. So saturation makes it the darkness, the lightness, it goes like that. You don't really want to play, if you're going for a color, you don't really want to work the lightness. If you want something black, boom. If you want something white, boom. But for the most part, if you're working with color, you just want the lightness down to that 0. You want to mostly play around with this. You want to mostly play around with the hue. You can also go to colorize. So that way it immediately goes to color, because sometimes if it's not one solid color and you're playing with the hue, you're going to be seeing a lot of other colors. Kind of like how the gradient is, where it's like there's one color there and there's one color there. So click OK. We're going to merge these two, because what happens is if I have this not merged, it also changes the color of the background, which you don't want. So we're going to merge these two layers into one, so that when that happens, it doesn't. And look, already that's popping up very nicely. So we're going to expand this a little bit because we want to kind of fill the screen. And we also see what happens is that now, since we tampered with it, there's still a little bit of orange because the layer didn't get everything. We can easily solve that, but just not showing our mistake. So yeah, that already looks way better. What we can do is to make it pop up a little bit more, so we can give it a little bit of shadow. And how about a nice white outer glow? Change opacity. That's a little bit. There, you see? Yeah. That's looking. Yeah, there it is. That inner shadow worked perfectly. Perfectly. Yes. Yes. I'm thinking that's looking pretty shabby. How about we bring me up a little more? There it is. And look at that. So we got our thumbnail. So we're going to do save as. Let's go into where I usually keep most of the stream stuff. Stream layout stuff. Let me see all my stuff. This is something I didn't used to do. And it was stupid of me because these don't really take up that much. If I could see the properties from here. We'll go to properties. So these are like, you know, the what you load up to load it in Photoshop and where you all that stuff. So this takes up like 14 megabytes. So that's like a little bit more than a picture that you would have on a flash drive. So these don't really take up that much space. So I used to not save these at all. So when I had to go back and fix something, I would have to start all the way back from scratch because I didn't save it, which is stupid. So don't be stupid old DeeJay from the past. Be smart future DeeJay. And always save your Photoshop files so you don't fuck yourself over later if you have to go back and edit something. Editing. Stream. Thumbnail. You want to name it something that you know. Like you'd be like, oh, that's what it was? Yeah. Sorry. Save it as Photoshop. I think there's like a science where if you don't name it something as big, it takes up less space, or yada yada yada. I name, as you can see, my thumbnails are very big. Some have spelling mistakes because I don't know how to type properly. But as long as you know what it is, boy, it don't matter. But if you're sending that file over to someone that you are being paid to do work for, maybe rename it so you don't look like an idiot. And we'll save it as a JPEG. So then what we do, bring the window over here. This is me currently streaming. And there's the delay, so this is the past. So we're going to change the thumbnail. This is how you do it on YouTube. Twitch, you just have to do it after you've done the upload. Where did I put it? I sent the JPEG here, right? Hey DeeJay, why can't you just type it down there to find it? Well, I like to look at the pretty images, okay? So I changed the thumbnail, and the thumbnail has been updated, so hooray. Alright, now to the meat and bones of what we're doing. So I just want to show how to do all that stuff. There's other things you can do in OBS. I'm sure in the future I'll probably do maybe even a stream about how to set up for streaming. You know what? I'll do a little bit extra thing. So this is the mindset that I go by. People like to see pretty things. Simple, right? I think so. So a lot of times, like, you know, this is a little bit basic, I guess. So maybe you want to have something that's like, oh, look at the pretty little thing. So I like to get Gifs. But let me show you something here. So let's just say video game nerd GIF, sure. He would be the fucking guy that comes up, wouldn't he? Well, he is the angry video game nerd, so. Okay, so this is a GIF. Just save that image. Saves it as a GIF. Save as. Okay. So let's go over to OBS. Oh, hold on 1 second. Which over here? Over there. I just moved to my other screen that you can't see. Okay, so we're gonna go right here. We're gonna right click it, add image. You can name the image so it helps you. So Nerd GIF Corner. Press OK. Gonna browse for the GIF. If it loads. So I have to clean up my computer. It's a little bit cluttered at the moment. Go to desktop. It's Giphy. And there it is. So you can have this, something like this down at the bottom. Just being like a little bit like, oh, hey, something's going on. But if you notice something like this, you know, it takes up a lot more of the background because it's solid like that and things like that. So I like to go video game GIF transparent. So like a PNG, which are the god of images. There's a booger on my mouse. Gross. We'll look at this guy. As you can see, it has no background to it. So when you put it on here, it's going to be less cluttery and take up less space. So we want something that relates to what we're doing. At least I feel so. God, I hate having on headphones for longer than I need them. Okay, let's computer transparent GIF. Okay, it's a little big. That's cute. This is now turned into a man looking at gifs. You could all do this on Twitter or Tumblr. Hell, even Facebook. There's one good one here, I know it. What are you doing? Oh, if I didn't have that stupid fucking crap of going in and out like that, would have been perfect. God damn it. That's too bare, but that actually is funny though. It's not transparent though, and it's not even moving. No, that's not. It doesn't work for what we need. This looks fucking creepy, and that's not moving either. Or is it transparent? No, no. YouTube transparent GIF. That's the YouTube logo. Why did I expect something else? Work GIF? Transparent, friend. You want transparent, so you write that, type that. Okay, now we're getting somewhere. Don't want that one. That one does nothing. We're here now, so we have a good GIF here that we could use. Nope. Nope. Wait. Nope. Still not what I want. How does that work? Sure. Come on, stop it before it uploads. Stop it before it uploads. Did I? I think I did. So my OBS crashed for some reason. So that's great. So where were we? Hopefully on the same video. I mean, it's a two-part. Who cares? I kind of do. Come on, there's gotta be a fucking GIF. For Christ's sake. How about anime school? Nope. Come to the stream where we do nothing but what? How to get that? How'd you get up there? You crazy? Oh, that's just creepy. Don't have the context for what that's all about. That's a little, jelly. Yeah, something like this. You all look awful. You all look awful. No. Oh man, you weren't the thing that I wanted, but you're fine. So I was gonna take you, dang it. Wait, maybe there's other winners here. You're not transparent, you bitch. Anime nerd. Come on. Something. Some winners are showing up. I don't know why Yandere is there. This is my life. Before I start streaming, this is what I do. Endless looking for the right goddamn fun. That's not what I want. Oh man, if you moved, you bitch. God God dang it. It's here, I know it. This doesn't really even matter that much, but it does to me. That is Pet from the Two Best Friends. That's not me. I mean, it's not like I can't use it, but it's quite what are, you know. Because we're totally not like the best friends. No, not at all. No. What kind of animated? Just something. Like, I'm looking for something that has relation to, like, what I'm doing, which is editing. So I'm just looking for some chick that's, like, just, I don't know, like working on a computer like that's fucking transparent. Or, like, looking at a book, or looking like they're working, you know? Something like that. Something like that, but like maybe with a laptop. Like that. I'm trying to remember. Wait. Look for Euro Manga Sensei. Alright. Alright, Sixlet. I'll take your Euro Manga Sensei. Sensei is with an EI, you fucking moron. And also GIF. You're not even transparent. I don't even know I'm waiting. These are turning up results. I mean, it kind of worked. Anime homework. You were transparent. And that's the worst thing. Like, when you look for transparent, it does limit your results. Main character draws manga. Makes sense. Yeah, that was just a placeholder try. Makes no sense to what we're doing. Fuck it. You know what? Cute anime girl. Please don't look up porn. Okay, we're safe right now. Fuck it. Fine. This is fine. Okay, so now properties, browse, because you can replace the image if you already have one layered and going. That's the one we're looking at. Wabam, and as you can see there, takes up less space. Just lower it a little bit. So we want her to face. I want her to face over there. We can easily do that with transform, flip horizontally, and now she's looking over there. Whoopee. Just Still taking up a lot of space, so there we go. And now I'm gonna add a little bit of text to her. So we're going to text GDI. Google's not garbage. It just has a variety of results, sometimes not even having any bearing on what you typed up. Okay, we're back. I believe OBS is being a dick. Okay. So let's get back to it, because OBS is a dickhole. Editing stuff. Alright, so now let's choose a cool little font that has bearing to what we are doing. I have to be careful, because some fonts that I have will crash some programs that I'm using. Smart that I have them on my computer still. But yeah, ooh, what was that one? Hold on. Damn Deluxe takes a little bit. God damn it, what was it? It was Cyberfunk? Yeah, I'm liking Cyberfunk. Okay. No, we don't want it like that. We want a color to stand out. Sure. Actually, that looks fine. We can even use gradient here, see? Ooh, actually, that looks even better. And that's why, yeah. That looks great, actually. And we want to make it stand out a little bit more. We're going to give it an outline. We're going to give it a black outline. Yeah. That's what I'm liking. Let's turn that up a little bit more. Spicy. I want to increase the font size, because if we don't, it'll be very blurry looking, and that's the suck. Awesome. That looks fantastic. Okay, so we gotta okay that. Put that down there. Not too shabby. Not too shabby at all. Oh, and what you want to do too is, because let's just say you create something crazy on your stream and you're like, oh fuck, now I have to deal with that unless I want to just start from the beginning. What you do is you make a crazy amount of different scenes. So whenever you are doing something in particular, you can always go back to it. So I've already created one for editing. I don't know if that's going to come to bite me on the ass in terms of the amount of space that uses up, but we'll cross that bridge when we get there. I'm also going to put you in my stream layouts. You. Gif you. Okie dokily. Alright, so now we got all that going. Excuse me. We black. This is just, fuck it, I wanted to try it. But, yeah, sure. I'd be down to just do editing streams in general. That would be dope. Okay, so, a little sneak preview of what I'm working on. If this will load. I just want to stream stuff in general. I mean, it's not really that much work, and it fills up gaps of time because, as you see, I'm not the uploading aficionado that I once used to be. So this is the hopefully soon upcoming Crash and Bash for Virtua Fighter 5 Final Showdown, which I've been editing a little bit. I'll play a little bit for you.
When I say
I walk a fine line between American and Mexican.
Left that to the intro, all that stuff. I don't know if that's loud. That was probably loud, wasn't it? It was loud for me, so. I personally hate editing with headphones. I like to edit when I hear the audio from the TV. I feel like that's a better way for me to gauge the audio levels, which is the biggest pain in the ass. Pretty much that's the biggest thing I do when I'm doing Crash and Bash. For the most part, I just let it rock. I usually, that's my thing with that. I put it all together. I put it in there. There are audio files, which, yeah, let me show you what I'm working with here. So we have all this stuff. This is primarily the audio level for the in-game audio. And all of these are various brackets for the audio because, like a smart person that I am, I edit the audio while I'm editing the game. So when I feel that some segments need a little bit of a boost, like for instance, let's say... So that seems a little bit loud there. I'm going to turn it down just a little bit more so I don't hate my life. Okay. And so let's just say I'll go down here because you could see from the basic peaks, this one is way lower than that. So, and the hope is when you go over to this one, it'll be a bit of a smooth transition into the audio uprise. So that you could kind of tell a little bit of a gap, but it seems more flawless than it would be. So that's the goal when you want to do. That's why I have various ones. So like if it needs a little bit of a boost, I have a 3.2 decibel increase. I have a 5.0 decibel increase, 7.2, yada yada yada, so on and so forth. So when I do the Crash and Bashes, it's primarily me readjusting some of our audio levels because some of us are close, so we sound like this. Some of us are far away, so we kind of sound like this from background. And I want, when people are watching the video, I want them to hear as much as they possibly can. So there's that, and I usually just do this so you know who's fighting and who want to fight. So before someone will fight, let's say, I'll have something like this play to tell you who's fighting.
It's gonna be me versus Seuss first.
Which is primarily just a motion background with some music that, for the most part, I get music that relates to the game that we're playing, and just text that says who's versus who. And when someone wins a match, I put a motion graphic with text that says who wins. And sometimes I edit little things like this one right here is a green screen of water splashing. And I will tell you right now, just like all the other things I've been telling you about, I don't make any of these. The font I edit a little bit, but what I do is, I'll show you. So let's just say, because I use them so much of the time, let's just say I want a motion graphic of fire. So I woke up fire motion background over on YouTube, and we have a shitload of, wow, this one's actually looks really nice. So I get all these. So this actually looks really nice. I just want to get in general. So this looks cool. I want to use that for one of the backgrounds in the video. So there's a number of things that I used to do. There used to be a program that I had on my computer that converted a YouTube URL to an MP3 or MP4, stuff like that. Those were a little bit shady, and they took up space, so I didn't want it. Then I used to use this awesome site right here called Off Liberty. And I used to do this, copy the thumbnail, paste it right in there, and go. Lately, this one was a little bit iffy. And then I used some other site that I forget about, but I found this one that is been my best friend, and hopefully will stay my best friend, converto.io/en. And it has been my #1 best friend for a while, so bam. Just put it in like that. We want to convert it to an MP4, so it's a video, and we convert it. And it does that. Now, I go into the mindset of, and honestly, I do the same thing because I think I was doing commission and some guy was like, well, you should put your name on the lower bottom so people like don't steal and stuff like that. If you get paid to do the job, then you got paid to do the job. And also, people that don't put their watermark willingly are like, okay, it's all yours, you can use it if you want, stuff like that. Now, if you don't want to be a huge prick, usually what you want to do is you want to credit people. I try to do that to the best of my ability. I didn't used to in the past, but I try to do that. I especially do that with artists that I use and stuff like that. I even try to ask people permission if I can use their stuff. But at the end of the day, I'm not making a profit. And if it's out there, they clearly want you to see it or want to use their stuff like that. So, and sometimes I just have to click it 2 times for it to work. So that's the mindset I go on by. But relatively, what you want to do is you don't want to be too much of a prick about it. If you see that it's something that probably took someone a very long time to do, like a DeviantArt that you found or something like that, what I've usually been doing is, like, let's just say I'll have an image right here. I'll go to a legacy text. Credit. So if something pops up, I would put that there. So, I don't know. DeviantArt. Suhao. First guy that popped up in my mind. So DeviantArt Suhao. So let's just say, it's really badass art for Suhao, actually. Okay, so we'll go visit this. Okay, so it's this guy for Suhao. It was made by Molem on DeviantArt. So best thing I could do, copy this whole thing. It's kind of like what the fucking Cultaholic guys do and the What Culture guys. They put the little in the lower third. Watch Mojo does it too. And I'm sure half the people that they even use their content for, they don't even ask them. In fact, I'm pretty sure Watch Mojo got caught for stealing some theory stuff that Larry Bundy did, which is kind of funny. So I do that. Put a little bit of a star, usually. As you can see, it's not putting up there, so we'll go on placement. Do it like that. And if it shows up during the thing, bam.
He likes the part. He's a.
And that's how I usually credit someone. I also credit them in the description below and stuff like that. But so the general rule is, you know, make an attempt to ask people and stuff like that. Don't be too much of a greedy prick and use people's stuff without their permission. Try to do your best to credit people and give everyone, like, you know, their fair share of stuff, because it's kind of douchey not to. Oakley dokley. So we ended up where I was here, where Charlie won a match. So, funny thing about this audio that I'm using, I'll show you a program that I love and have. So, action. Love this program so much. For those that may be familiar with, fuck, what was it called? It starts with an F, with Fraps. Fraps was a really good desktop recorder. Problem with Fraps was that when you finally decided to save the video after you recorded, the fucking amount of space that fucking video would take up would be ridiculous. Like, it would be like a 5-minute video being recorded on Fraps would be like fucking 2 gigabytes. And you want something that has like a thing. You don't want that fucking watermark from I forget what their name, like desktop recorder dot blah blah blah. Yes, Action I know is on Steam. I didn't get mine on Steam. I got it through the website, which is very weird because sometimes it doesn't work. I mean, my firewall was blocking it for a little bit. Bandicam, that's what it was. It was Bandicam. So, I have all this stuff. So if I wanted to record the desktop, or if I wanted to record a little section like that, bam. I also take screenshots with that. It's basically a super useful program. So this audio that I play right here was actually from a episode of South Park Regional Wrestling. I'll cut to the part that it has it, because I feel like they're gonna copyright me. Da ba da ba ba.
I want you to love me too. Thank you.
So this is the part.
Literally. And
Also, you should watch this. It's fucking incredible. So there's a couple of ways you can do this. You can go in here, copy that, go in Converto, do it like that. Then you can make an MP3 of the whole thing, snip it in Sony Vegas and get the part that you want. Good thing about Action is right here, there's an auto recording thing that will immediately record anything that's going on you just at the moment. So you can press F12 on the moment that the song hits, F12 it again, saves right here, and you can have the music. Also, TV shows, please release your OSTs, please. It's becoming more frequent now, but whew, because people want to use your music, like legends like this that have like, come on. Oh man, and heroes like this. You can crop that out and use that. Oh man, people are great. Anyway, that's how I got that. That's just a little behind the curtain thing to show how I did it. Dude, I found a fucking MIDI of the Temple Run for Legends of the Hidden Temple. And with that new fucking sound font thing of Super Mario, I can convert any MIDI I want to Super Mario music. It's fucking great. Anyway, and this is also an image that someone made on Facebook of our friend Charlie, who's making his debut here. Would you like to see the custom intro that I made? So whenever someone new comes onto one of our things, I give them a custom intro. So this is the custom intro I made for Charlie. I try to do a full that goes over there.
We got DeeJay, we got Uncle Seuss, and we got Charlie.
Alright, hold on. I got you. I got you all. I thought I did. Wait. I think I still got you all. This is the way that I remember you. Was he doing it? Is it showing the thing? I'll do it the regular way. I don't think it was working. Hold on. This is the way that I remember you. I'll do you one better. There we go. Now we can preview it.
And we got Charlie.
Alright, let's try that again.
And we got Charlie.
Yeah! You didn't hype that up, man. We're talking about the legend.
This was a Facebook video that he did. And this is another fucking YouTube live action thing that he did. Oh, fantastic.
We're talking about.
So that is the intro that I made for him. Go back to that. Awesome. Okay, so like I said, primarily what I do. So I begin by importing all the things that I need to do. Primarily that has to do with the big chunk of video and audio that I've recorded for everything. What I usually do at first is I record the audio in Audacity, edit around a little bit, try to get all the background noise out of it, export it, and then what I have to do is I have to sync that audio up with this audio, and sometimes I get it on the first try, sometimes a little bit later I have to get it back in sync. Drives me crazy when videos are out of sync. Two best friends have videos that are out of sync. Those boys do a bunch of upload videos, and they have to get videos out quickly, so God bless them, I understand. So that's how that goes. Then what I need to do is I need to make sure that you can hear the video game audio, but at the same time it doesn't overpower us. So, okay, so this is at minus 7.7, just so I know. Okay, so this is how the game audio first comes out, and this is our regular audio playing.
No, my favorite.
So let's.
Fucking Shin Max over here. Shin Landis.
That's what you get for writing a bad review for Chronicle. Fuck you.
Oh, and that's some deformed alien with a blue cat. I'm not coming up with some fucking thing.
So that actually doesn't sound as bad as I thought, actually. So I might actually increase the audio just a little bit or later. We'll reverse that when I use Control-Z, or you can go into Edit and undo anything that you did at that moment. So you know you want everything to sound. So this is how it sounds.
That's what you get for writing a bad review for Chronicle. Fuck you.
So I could probably increase this audio just a little tiny bit if I wanted to. Sucks now that it's all cut up because as you can see, I only edit that one and I have to do everything for all that stuff. Or I could just do this, but then that would affect that. It's a whole fucking domino effect. Just why you want to organize all of these, which sometimes I do and then sometimes I don't. So yeah. So I guess we will continue from where we are. And like I said, Charlie just recently won a match. And I'll continue from where I am here. So one annoying thing that you may hear is a lot of the times I'll replay something over and over and over again. I do these for many different reasons. One, because I want something that is cutting from one thing to the next to transition well and feel more natural and less like forced cutty, if that makes sense. Two, I want to make sure that the audio levels are good and they sound nice. Three, I want to make sure that everything is cropped correctly and looks nice. So those are the many reasons why you might hear me go back and forth, back and forth, back and forth when I'm editing something.
Oh, can I ask, what the hell is going on? Like, are you making these Charlie face memes?
No.
Edited some of all this font.
Is making these memes, and he's absolutely brutal at it. Some of them are funny, some of them are a little bit questionable because
Casey are the leading founders of the.
Casey doesn't do shit. Memes. He just takes my photos and saves them on his phone.
So as you can see there, audio goes a little bit down, So what we'll do is we'll take this section. By the way, easy way to crop. Just press S there, it'll cut it down.
Takes my photos and saves them on.
So as you see there, it
takes my photos.
Flows better. See, that's a little bit low there. So since that's a little bit more lower, we will bring that to 7.2.
Photos and saves them on his phone like some sort of weird gay creep.
And that flows way better. So that's the name of the game.
And it's because yours only. Because you have.
That's so mean.
Now that's a little bit clippy. So we won't bring it up there.
Because you have.
That's so.
Because you have. Because you have.
That's so mean.
Because you take so many pictures. You have at least.
Look at me. I fucking lost like 30 pounds. I'm proud of myself.
So I might just edit it a little bit later in Audacity too for the audio.
Because yours only because you have.
Also, what you want to do, because my Sony Vegas does this a lot, and I hate it, because basically using an editing program and previewing the window and all that stuff, that takes a lot of processing power in your computer at the moment. So sometimes when you're editing something really edit heavy and you're previewing it, it may crash your program. So you want to be saving as much as possible, so when Sony Vegas does maybe crash on you, you don't regret your life and have to re-edit something that's been very taxing. It took you a very long time, and just do it all over again. That's happened to me a bunch of times, and it sucks.
Because you take so many pictures, you have at least one for
I fucking lost like 30 pounds. I'm proud of myself.
You have too many pictures. You have one for at least every. You have too many pictures. You have one for at least every expression. So he just uses
controllers. So he uses them as emojis.
Yeah, he just uses them as emoticons.
Emoticons. So I added emojis.
Yeah, he just uses them as emoticons.
Emoticons. So I added emoticons. So I added emoticon.
What am I saying? Jake versus...
So I added emoticon.
Charlie, be here, Jackie. Unless if you want to be...
Oh, yeah, that'll be...
That was one-on-one.
Oh, yeah, that's right here. Kick his ass. So I added emoticon. So I added emoticon. So I added emoticon.
Charlie, be here, Jackie. Unless if you want to be...
Oh, yeah, that'll be...
That was one-on-one.
Oh, yeah, that's right here. Kick his ass.
Oh, yeah,
kick his ass, Seabass.
Alright.
Oh, you picked autopilot?
Charlie, be here, Jackie.
Wait, so now they're going to do best of... So it might just stay the same people, so I might be putting that all the way over. Or keeping that and just removing them. Okay, let's make double sure. This is why I say during the recording, blah versus blah, because it infuriates me, because then I have to spend more trying to figure out who's playing.
Emoticon. So I added emoticon.
Charlie, be here, Jackie. Unless if you want to be...
Oh, yeah, that'll be...
That was one-on-one.
Oh, yeah, that's right here. Kick his ass.
Oh, yeah,
kick his ass, Seabass.
Kick his ass.
Oh, yeah,
kick his ass, Seabass.
Alright, so... They are just going to keep it the match, so I don't want to have an ending yet. And they reference Charlie looking like a girl through someone's edit on Facebook, so I want to keep this anyway. And it'll help so I can still keep it, because it probably won't be relevant after the ending of the match. So I'll make a joke. Letter. Whoa. Oh, because I have... Okay. No, not edit the goddamn thing. Go into video crop. There it is. There it is. Excuse me.
Get older.
I know, right?
Okay. So now we're all good with that.
You have at least one
Me, I fucking lost like 30 pounds. I'm proud of myself.
You have too many pictures. You have one for at least every expression. So he just uses
controllers.
them.
So he uses them as emojis.
Yeah, he just uses them as emoticons.
Emoticon. So I added emoticon.
Charlie, be here, Jackie. Unless if you want to be...
Oh, yeah, that'll be...
That was one-on-one.
Oh, yeah, that's right here. Kick his ass.
Oh, yeah,
kick his ass, Seabass.
Alright.
Oh, you picked autopilot? How dare you?
Oh, shit.
She's the only character I know to play because I play her in DOA 5. Ass, Seabass.
Alright.
Oh, you picked autopilot? How dare you?
Oh, shit.
She's the only character I know to play because I play her in DOA 5.
I want to play DOA 5.
Okay, so it is still Jake and
Oh,
Leo.
shit.
She's the only character I know to play because I play her in DOA 5.
I want to play DOA 5.
DOA 5.
I want to play DOA 5. I really like Rig.
Rig's kind of cool. He's Liam O'Brien. What do you want
We're
me
gonna
to
go
say?
get.
I want to play DOA 5. I really like Rig.
Would it be?
I want to play DOA 5. I really like Rig.
Would it be? Rig's kind of cool. He's Liam O'Brien. What do you want me
We're
to
gonna go
say?
get.
And he does more authentic
Badminton.
Taekwondo than Hwarang ever does.
Kevin Nash is
Taekwondo than Hwarang ever does.
Kevin Nash is amazing in that game.
Oh.
Kevin Nash is amazing in that game.
Oh.
Kevin Nash is amazing in that game.
Oh. Nice Armstrong.
Kevin Nash is amazing in that game.
Oh. Nice Armstrong.
So I sometimes I really don't like to do these too much with Crash and Bashes because I like Crash and Bashes to be the thing because as you can see right here, this whole recording went for like almost 2 hours, so it's already cumbersome and putting that all in one video. So I don't usually like to put too many splices in, but that one's a little bit easy. So he made it. I made a reference to Kevin Nash being in DOA. And for those that don't know, Kevin Nash was in the DOA movie, playing. God, I forget his name. Bass. That's what it was. So just take that clip. This one isn't too hard to edit, so. But I usually don't like to do too many splices with that, with the Crash Bash, because I like it to be a little bit easier on myself. This is the way that I remember you. Da 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 da. Something with blue. Come on, buddy. What's going on this? That's a good one. 6. Let's. Get a little bottom random emoji. By the way, Discord server. I really should put it more on descriptions, but yeah, you have Discord. Would love to see more people come on it. That'd be cool, because I want to do some things on it. But if I don't have a lot of people, not really a lot of incentive. I have a lot of fun on other Discords anyway. So yeah. So I'm gonna put it in the folder that I'm working on all that stuff. So TeamnotCrash new, Crash and Bash, Virtual Fighter 5, and I usually put it there. Makes it so I don't have to go from folder to folder. Sometimes I have to do that, but yeah. I think it also helps with the rendering too, because you don't have to look back and forth between a bunch of other folders. So I think it saves time with the rendering process as well if you do it, stuff like that. Da 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 da, banana blue. Alright. Get the scene that I want. Also gonna have to be getting rid of this.
Underwear. Which one?
Lena, it's showtime. Lena.
Yep, that's the scene. Go into the right place that I want it. Put it over here. And we're going to crop so it looks widescreeny. Okay, so let's just say you got stuff like that, and you still want to crop it down a little bit. You're going to go over to the width thing, and you're going to press your spacebar up just a little tiny bit. You're going to mash that, and then when it gets to that point, you usually just want to put like an extra 0.2 or 3, so it all crops in nicely. 0.6. There we go. Also, you don't really like to have black bars because not a lot of people really like that. They like to have the wide screen.
Lena, it's showtime. Lena, it's showtime.
And that's perfect.
Armstrong.
The audio is a little bit low, so what we will do is we'll add another audio track. And we'll increase it by 3.2.
Nina, it's showtime. Nina, it's showtime.
He's a little bit cropped out, so that's not where I want it. There we go. Much better.
Nina, it's showtime. Nina, it's showtime.
And now I want to grab all the audio, but if I did it like this, it'd be one by one. So what you want to do is you want to click the selection edit tool, drag it all the way down to get all the stuff that you want. Click and drag. Yep. Everything right? Yep. And let's see how that all plays together.
Oh, nice Armstrong.
Nina, it's showtime.
The muscle. Oh,
It's showtime. It's showtime.
So we'll do that. Boom, boom, boom. Now that, to me,
Showtime.
the muscle.
that doesn't transition well. So
The muscle result.
I want to maybe start it off a little bit sooner, so it flows better. It's the job of an editor, really, to put everything together and make it and assemble it all into something that makes sense and flows well into each other. That's the work of an editor.
Nina, it's showtime.
The muscle resort.
So how about, it's almost there, a little bit more of a gap. Start talking now! Give it a little bit of a head start. That might flow a little bit better.
The muscle resort.
Yep. Works way better.
The muscle resort. No, the muscle festival.
What was the scene in the movie? He just comes to
He
his
just
daughter?
starts flexing in front of his daughter and he sees the muscle resort. No, the muscle festival.
What was the scene in the movie? He just comes.
The muscle resort. No, the muscle festival.
What was the scene in the movie? He just comes to
He
his
just
daughter?
starts flexing in front of his daughter and he sees she's in bed with Christy. He's like, I'm sorry, honey. You enjoy yourself. And the daughter and he sees she's in daughter and he sees she's in bed with daughter and he sees she's in bed with Christy. He's like, I'm sorry, honey. You enjoy yourself. And then he walks out after this.
See, that's the supportive dad.
Honey, you enjoy yourself. And then he walks out after this.
See, that's the supportive dad.
I'm sorry, in bed with Christy. He's like, I'm sorry, honey. You enjoy your. He sees she's in bed with Christy. He's like, I'm sorry, honey. You enjoy yourself. And then he walks out after this.
See, that's the supportive dad.
Enjoy yourself. And then he walks out after this.
See, that's the support.
Enjoy yourself. And then he walks out after this.
See, that's the supportive dad. Sees his daughter in bed with a equally hot girl. Dad. Sees his daughter in bed with a equally hot girl. Doesn't judge. I really love Vampire Freaks Go Hinogami.
Oh damn.
It's a little bit bigger. I know that this is not all going to be in the same audio track, but at the same time I just like to bring it down there and I'll let it as I go.
I really love I really love Vampire Freaks Go Hinogami.
Oh damn.
One day that game will be marked out too. One day that game will be marked out too.
That's a character
By
that.
us.
And when there's a little bit of gaps of audio, what I like to do is I like to increase the audio for a little bit. So there's not an empty chunk of nothingness going on, you know? So I like to have a little fade there. Increase it.
That's a character
By
that.
us.
That's a character
By
that.
us.
That.
Us.
That.
Us.
That.
Us.
That.
Us.
It's a character
By
that.
us.
It's a character
By
that.
us. Us.
Bop.
Get
That
bopped.
tool.
With that pop.
Bop.
Get
That
bopped.
tool.
With that pop.
Get
That
bopped.
tool.
With that pop. With that pop. With that pop.
Get in there. Hands on her. Get in there. Hands on her. Hands on her.
That's what I say. Don't you stay down. You know what happens if you stay down.
I don't know what was
Hide yourself in the dark.
That's what I say. Don't you stay down. That's what I say. Don't you stay down.
Another gap. Problem with Let's Plays, man. Gotta keep on jibber jabbering. Otherwise, you have dull moments. Save. We haven't saved in a while.
Get in there. Get in there. Hands on her.
So definitely having more use of the keys makes it a lot less frustrating when you edit.
Hands on her. Hands on her. Hands on her.
That's what I say. Don't you?
Hands on her.
That's what I say. Don't you?
Hands on her. 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 Hands on her.
That's what I say. Don't you stay down. You know what happens if you stay down.
I don't know what was
Hide yourself in the darkness.
That's what I say. Don't you stay down. You know what happens if you stay down. That's what I say. Don't you stay down. You
And whoa.
know what happens if you stay down. Don't you stay. You know what happens if you stay down. You know what? Don't you stay down. You know what happens if you stay down. If you stay down. You know what happens if you stay down. You know what happens. You know what happens if you stay down. You know what happens if you stay down. You know what happens if you stay down. Stay down. You know what happens if you stay down.
There we go.
Hide yourself in the darkness.
I keep on forgetting
With
that X
dark
and
trench
triangle
coat. Hide yourself in the darkness.
I
Beat
keep
up
on forgetting
women with
that X
dark
and
trench
triangle are
coat.
partners.
Yes.
Fucking awful human being.
Forgetting
With
that
that
X
dark
and
trench
triangle are
coat.
partners.
Yes.
Fucking awful human being.
Look at him. Of course he's off.
Fucking awful human being.
Look at him. Of course he's awful.
I mean, come on, man. He's pale and has purple hair.
Blue hair. Get it right.
Fucking awful human being. Fucking awful human being.
That looks better. That sounds better and that looks better.
Look at him. Of course he's awful.
And that gap isn't that bad, so I don't want to waste time
Yeah.
putting.
Blue hair. Get it right.
Whatever.
Blue hair. Get it right. Blue hair. Get it right. Blue hair. Get it right.
Whatever, man.
Blue hair. Get it right.
Whatever, man. It's some bullshit.
Japanese take their fucking hair dye seriously.
It's some bullshit.
Japanese take their fucking hair dye seriously. If he wants to look like
Charlie.
Japanese take their fucking hair dye seriously. If he wants Japanese take their fucking hair dye seriously. If he wants to look like
Charlie.
Kid, why?
He's colorblind. How fucking dare you?
I'm sorry. I'm not.
There we
Kid, why?
Charlie.
Kid, why?
He's colorblind. How fucking dare you?
That's the best thing about editing too. Just laughing at this stupid bullshit. I'm generally entertained by us.
Hair dye, seriously.
I don't know if that's kind of cunty to, you know, uppity nosy to say, but I'm thoroughly entertained by
Fucking hair
this.
dye, seriously. If he wants to look like
And if it makes me laugh, I feel like it will make other people laugh. So that's the general law I go by if something is good.
if he wants to look like
Charlie,
why?
He's colorblind. How fucking dare you?
I'm sorry. I'm not.
There we go.
Yeah, the audio really spiked on this one.
I'm not.
There we go. There we go.
I'm not.
There we go. There we go.
Classic Charlie.
Ow! That sucks for you.
I need those
I
to
got
walk.
all the colors. That sucks for you.
I need those
I
to
got
walk.
all the colors. Really worried about the audio? Really worried about the audio?
You should be past DeeJay. It's a bit clippy.
Really worried about the audio?
Yeah, we're gonna clip the fuck out of
the
it.
audio.
No.
Yeah, I win!
Oh, DJ, they don't pay you enough.
All right. Does it want to?
They don't pay you at all.
Yeah, I win!
Oh, DJ, they don't pay you enough.
All right. Does it want to?
They don't pay you at all.
Don't worry, I followed you as.
Pay you enough.
All right. Does it want to?
They don't pay you at all. They don't pay you at all.
All right. Does it want to?
They don't pay you at all.
All right. Does No.
Yeah, I win!
Oh, DJ, they don't pay you enough.
All right. Does it want to?
They don't pay you at all.
Don't worry, I followed you as.
How about that?
Oh, pay you at all. Pay you at all.
Don't worry, I followed you as.
How about that?
How about
She
that?
doesn't like. Oh. I don't like the eyes.
Oh.
All right. Does it want to?
They don't pay you at all.
Okay, and that's where I'll put the. So I'll put the new transition. So who won that? What was the character's name? Pi? Okay, so what I usually do now is I look for Pi music. I almost forgot the Guardian's name. And the 2-1 sound. Pretty good. How does 5 sound? It's more intro-y. That sounds perfect. Virtua Fighter 3's got some really good music. It's like the Tekken 4 of Virtua Fighter OSTs, if that makes sense to anyone who's played Tekken 4. Put this. Where are you? There you are. Drop that. Put that in the music folder. Get rid of that. Get rid of that. Now, where are you? There you go. Pi. Highlighted. There you go. Drag and drop it. Dumb down the audio a little bit.
Oh, DJ, they don't pay you enough.
All right. Does it want to?
They don't pay you at all.
I want to start it in the right way so it flows well. Once again.
Does it want to
don't pay you at all.
Does it want to
don't pay you at all.
Does it want to
don't pay you at all.
Does it want to
don't pay you at all. Oh. Oh.
Yep, that sounds good. And now we look for the motion background that will work with that music. So I have a bunch that are already on my computer, but if I need to find a more specific one that fits better with it, I can. I'm pretty sure I have something that'll fit with this. Excuse the hell out of me. Come on, computer, load the previews. There you go. Good girl. I've gotten a bunch of these from a site too. It's fuck, what's her name? She does she reviews she does creepy videos. Well, she discusses things that are creepy, which make her videos creepy. And she uses this site that has a bunch of footage. Looping footage that could be used. There's one up there. I think I might just do the stars. Ah, daffodil works. Make this process go faster. Come on, preview, work with me here, buddy. Don't save as. That one's not working for me. What else I got? Ooh, this one's pretty. This one will work perfect for my edit. Press U, get rid of that audio. U separates the audio and the video track. That works perfectly. Now I just gotta find the right font. So what I like to do now, I've recently been starting this so I don't have to go through fonts because it doesn't show you a preview when you do it on Sony Vegas. I go to my fonts and from there help it have the display over here. It helps you figure out what font will work good. First, what I want to do is I want to go to Media Generator to generate that font. Come on, font. You have all day. I was gonna say you have all day. What do we have? What do we have? Good vibes. Let's see. wins. I'll have to do that. Good vibes. Good vibes. Nah. That's too female-y. Too girly. I can be a hero, baby. Wish that some of these don't have, Let's see what Japanese regular is. Doesn't show me a preview. But it sounds like it could work. Ooh, Lakita.
That looks promising.
I know I passed it. It doesn't fit the background though. Make a border. Ditch that feather. Actually, put a little bit of feather.
Put a little feather on it. Put a little feather. Little bit of feather.
Alright, I gotta find a background that works better.
A little bit more, dare I say, Oriental.
Not deer walking.
Oh.
Perfect.
Don't matter you at all. Don't matter you at all.
I think that's where we're gonna end things tonight. So the editing streams, I'm not gonna say that I'm gonna be editing the same exact things all the time. There might be different things that I'm doing. But yeah, I want to do a little bit more of these for those that, you know, may want to know a little bit more about editing, see how I do the things that I do. There's a lot more talented people out there than I am, but, you know, just give you a little behind the curtain, and it gives me an excuse to show off some stuff that I'm doing. So yeah, I'm going to end it there. I don't know when one of these will happen again, but I hope you guys learned some stuff. I don't know if we'll be editing this same exact video, but when I'm back up to editing, we'll be editing something. But hope you guys enjoyed, and I'm out. Peace. God, I really don't know how to end these things.